What's up, guys? Today I'm going to be building the Perfect Blue Loadout. Now, it differs a little bit to the Ultimate. We don't just set an unlimited budget and go crazy, but this is like the best, perfect, somewhat obtainable blue loadout you can build right now in CS2. And to my own surprise, we're going to be using amphibious gloves. Now, I'm going to get them in minimal wear, which runs you $1,350 at the time of planning, 14th of Jan, for context. And then you're going to pair it with a Phase 3 M9 bayonet Doppler, which is $1,250. This combo is pretty mean looking. I know Phase 3s aren't quite as desired as a Phase 4, but with the color of the amphibious, like you can see there, the colors blend and match so well together. Now, it's a $2,600 combo, but you are getting a minimal wear sports gloves, so outside of some knuckle wear, which amphibious just get in general. Really nice gloves. S tier knife with one of the best finishes in the game. I absolutely love this as the combo. Now, for both color and the theme, for my CT agent, I'm going for Commander Frank wet socks. Now, $41 I am going to spend on agents here, just a heads up. But you can see it's kind of like this bluey grey that goes into it. Obviously, the in-game looks crazy because they're in full scuba diving gear, and that's also like wet socks, amphibious gloves. It kind of plays in together. Now, I can't believe I'm suggesting it, but you can see here, we've got a Sir Bloody Darrell. However, we're spending over $100 because I'm going for the Miami Darrell, which is, I mean, I know jewelry-wise and the tattoo-wise, you can buy ones for $40 to look the same, but to have that kind of like Miami-style shirt with the leaves, the water vibes, and it all coming into the theme with the amphibious, I think it makes sense. Now, for the USP, I'm actually going to use the Monster Mashup, which you just saw me using my factory new one at the start. This is $28.60. While the blueprint does exist, I personally just think the Monster Mashup was such a nice piece of artwork, and it's a blue base with green on top. It's nicer to use than the blueprint, let's be real. And then on the Glock, I'm going to go for a Gamma Doppler Phase 1 in factory new, which runs you about $69. Gamma Doppler Glocks are just always like a nice little flex to have in game. Phase 1 is the one where you're getting like the most blue on it, especially at the back here with this pattern. You can see how it's not perfect with the gloves, but it blends in quite well with the gloves. And obviously you could do a craft on this with some nice blue stickers. For Desert Eagles, like blue is such an obvious one because you just go to Cobalt Disruption. You get a factory new, it's just under $75. It's honestly, I wish something like this existed for like green loadout and yeah, really just green loadouts. Like something like this for a green loadout would be absolutely perfect. So it's not only the $300 Emerald Jurmengander. And I think this just goes to show how good blue loadouts have gotten because like AK Inheritance as the AK option, I've gone minimal wear, not like my Battle Scarred. It's $115. I know a lot of people might be surprised. Why am I not going for Vulcan? Personally, I think with these gloves and just the vibe of CS2, I prefer the Inheritance. I'm going to keep it real. And I think for $115, value for money here is absolutely banging. And I forced myself to not use the Icarus Fell, which is my normal go-to for the A1S. It is going to be a Blue Phosphor, which is $540. You'll see here whenever I just actually use it in idle, I think it looks so good. The amphibious gloves, the Blue Phosphor, it looks good. Get a craft on this and you're absolutely cooking. M4A4 has to be a no-brainer. I'm going to go for a minimal wear Emperor. It's just over $30. This is arguably like #1 M4A4 skin in the game, definitely on the value for money side of things. Now, I created the wrong gen code for my op, but it does remind me just to mention that if you wanted to go for a cheaper M4A1S, you could probably get away with the Hyper Beast for like $50 min wear. So if you couldn't tell, it was meant to be an op that I was showcasing here. $43 for minimal wear. My thing here is, one, they need to release another op that sort of falls in this like $100 to $200 range. It's blue, because we've got the Gungnir, which is insane, and there's a Silk Tiger, which is like $200, no scope design. We kind of lack other blue ops, so I think Hyper Beast is the best pick here. Not that it doesn't look good, but I would just like to see like a better blue op come in that's in that sort of price range I mentioned. Now, blue MP9s are not cheap because you're basically looking Pandora's Box or Stained Glass. Both are like $100 plus. I'm going Pandora's Box. It's almost $150, but it is pattern based, and the colors of the blue pair so damn well. And honestly, as I was planning this loadout and as I'm looking at it now, I'm thinking a Phase 3 Doppler, some amphibious gloves, man. I could be cooking on my T side. A cheap, fun one that fits the theme and even name plays in. We got the Lapis Gator. Gators are in water. All that goodness. 66 cents for factory new. It's looking good. T250. I'm going cheap and cheerful for it. We have the balance, literally minimal wear at 19 cents. It is just a perfect fit for the price you're paying. Yes, there's an undertow, but I quite like how the balance looks. Hydro Strike's a game, color, name, everything. I like them for this. $2.56 minimal wear. Got that 2 shades of blue on it, plus some orange. I think the blue shades work quite nicely with the gloves. And obviously the water pistols. We have amphibious gloves. It makes sense. For the 5.7, I think going for the foil play is the best bet here. It's about $4.15 in minimal wear. It's not a blue that matches perfectly with the gloves, but it is a nice shaded blue, more towards those cyan loadouts, and obviously foil play with chicken feathers. Kind of nice naming. On the Gale side of things, I'm going Stone Cold. $2.99 for a minimal wear Stone Cold. One of the best Gale skins in the game flat out, so this is an absolute no-brainer for me. If you're not a Famous enjoyer, look away, but I'm going Water Nephthys here, factory new, $77. Now, if you don't care for it, you can go buy a Sino Splatter. It will probably actually pair color-wise a little bit better, but I quite like the Water Nephthys. I think there's value in having a Famous equipped and using it, so I'm going to suggest it. I had been thinking Justice for the Mag 7, but then I was like, you know what, Monster Call, it's like this underwater creature. There is blue, although it's more towards the purple vibes, but I think on the theme, it comes together quite well, and literally 66 cent bargain. Then we're going to have the XOXO for the XM. Many X's there. $3.50 minimal wear. It is a pattern-based skin. What you want to do is get one that's got like a lot of blue and pink pattern on it, like one here. I bought mine for no overpay, but depending on what's listed at the time, you might end up having to look at a little bit of overpay. But this skin looks really nice with some good patterns, even when they're not blue. Then we have another one that if you wanted to, you could go hunt for pattern base, but as it's normal, it looks good. It's going to be the Ice Cap. Again, ice, amphibious, water. The theme comes together, and then it's blue and white, so it pairs really nicely with the gloves, and it's super cheap at 43 cents, and I don't know why the FPS looks so low. Oh, everyone's on 100 plus ping, that's why. I'll just hide them. Sorry if that was bugging you guys for the whole video. I go Arctic Wolf here, $2.54 in minimal wear. It's mostly white with them, like, it does have a blue base and accents for it. The AUG options was tough. Just run with it. Kind of the same for the SG. My good old faithful, the Aloha, that's what I'm going to suggest you get. It's 20 cent factory new. It's pattern based. You can try and get one with more of the cyany blue if you want, but across the board, this looks good. And then finally, to end off, the new Scout that I actually quite like. It's a factory new Xeno. It gets this little kind of like glittery effect on the artwork. It's shiny on the scope. The blue accents around the scope as well are looking good, and in the right lighting can really pop. Like, you're talking $2 plus for this, depending on the site at the minute, like for third-party site for context. But we'll see how the price continues to settle. But that completes our Perfect Blue Loadout. Covers all the skins you should be using in CS. And the total cost is $3,895. So a Perfect Loadout that's coming in under $4,000 is pretty damn good. As I've mentioned in the past, my aim is kind of like $3,000 to $5,000 if we can. Because I think over time, if you're realistically building like your ultimate endgame loadout, that's probably what like... I don't want to say everyone, because not everyone can, but that's a value that a lot of people over time could like aim to achieve to have as their CS2 loadout if they want to invest into it, whereas our ultimate loadouts would have cost like $20,000 plus, and they're just not obtainable at all unless you're a pro or a skin collector that's established in the scene. But I am going to end my waffle there. I want to say a big thank you to the YouTube members that continue to support the channel. We had a couple of new members recently as well, so big thank you for joining the Fozzy Fraggers. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next one. Hit the like button if you enjoyed it, hit the subscribe button if you're new around here, and we'll see you in tomorrow's video. Good. Bye.